Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Wow, there's been a rainfall, right? That's good. And I'm glad to pay. Yeah, that's lovely. At least people have started planting, so it's good. Thank you, Adeni Bumiodu. Tunde Adeola Omoni Alao. Thank you, my sisters. Those are the two ladies that could see the difference in me. Thank you. Ami o, Joatura o, Joatura o, lágbára Ọlọ́run. Thank you. I hope you can hear me clearly, right? Can we start now? Can we? Should we? Should we? Okay. Thank you so very much, everyone. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming all the time. Josui, so I really appreciate you. And thank you again for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for the text messages, for posting my pictures, for commenting on my pictures, for sending me messages, DMs, Messenger, voice notes. In fact, so lágbára. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Ẹ ṣé o. God bless you. Kò ní ṣe yín nìkan o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ẹ pé èèyàn, ẹ̀rẹ́ ni dá yín lóhùn. Thank you. I do appreciate you. Ẹ ṣé. Yes. Okay. Thank you once again. And I greet you all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, my brothers, my sisters, fathers and mothers. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Good evening. Today again is another episode of our Thursday program. And before I go ahead, I just want to acknowledge a few people and then we can go ahead and start, Yeah. Adebowale Aderomu was the first person to come in today. And I could leave. Yeah, okay, it's true. Ekwe Wijade, they are marking the 20th anniversary of or 20th remembrance of their mom, and Testa. So, Omoria Gbenyawa, no, we thank God pé èyí tó fi sílẹ̀ ò bàjẹ́, and ẹ̀yin ọmọ náà lálàáfíà lẹ́wà, pẹ̀dín, lé sí ni. So, we thank God for that. Right. So. And then, what other thing? I said I had a message. Okay, Sheun Oluwarotimi. Oluwaseun Oluwarotimi. Please, Sheun Rotimi. Okay. I'm sorry, I just saw your message. In fact, when I say I don't go to my messenger most times, people don't believe me. He sent me a message like 3 months now. I just saw it overnight when I was at work. I don't know what's prompted me. I just saw something was saying some people are trying to message me. So I now went and looked at this. I saw his message. I'm sorry, I didn't check the message. I'm sorry, congratulations. Thank you so much for trying to reach out to me. I will get across. But the funniest thing was that your wife had my number now. Why did she send me a message? She should have sent me a message, right? She should have sent me a message now. Next time you tell her to send me a message. She had a number. I gave her a number. She should have sent me a message. I'm sorry about that, right? I'm so sorry. Okay. Eshio, thanks for having us again. I am Oluabi or Abid Pusi. So let me call the names of some people that I can see. I see Esoe Idowu. I see Adedoja. I see TY Surprise Concerts. I see Bankole Ann, Tenibi Ajolu Olúwaṣeun, Adéníyì Olúwabùnmi Òdú, um, Olúfẹ́mi Daniel, Olúwadámilọ́lá Oyèníran Rótìmí, El Nino, El Nino. And as I said, it was this person that came in first. Adebowale Aderomu, he was the first person that came in. So Adeyinka Ronke already. So I might not be able to be reading everybody's name, but I will just mention a few. Bolanle Ogunbanjo Tamnokombia, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you as usual. My sister láti tipẹ́tipẹ́, Túndé Adéọlá Ọmọni Àlàó, thank you. Apẹ́yẹmí Moshood, thank you. Who else? Who else? Who else? Okay, David Ayela Bola, thank you, my brother. Yesterday, Mikelele. You will be wondering, Mikelele. Ogundiyan Olajumoke Alimi Majowogbe. Majowogbe. Thank you, my sister. God bless you. I really appreciate you. Who else? Who else? Who else? I hope I've mentioned everybody so far. Hey, Adeyanjo Adebayo, thank you, ma. Adeyemi Adeoye, thank you. Olaleye Olayika, thank you. Dúpẹ́ Búsàrí Oyèníran, thank you. Olúwaṣẹ́gun Bankole, Lawal, Sekinat Banke, Opeyemi Moshood, I think I mentioned the name before. Thank you so very much, everyone. I really appreciate you. God bless you. So tonight, my names are still remaining Oluabi or Abid Busi, whichever platform you're watching me from. But today we are going to be talking about help. Help, help, help. Help. What is help? Help is Iranlowo. What is Iranlowo? Iranlowo is help. Okay, now. So when we say what is help, we say it means to make things easier for someone or to do something by offering one's services or resources. That is, you are okay. Biodo Janet Omiteru, thank you, my sister. Please let me share. We'll keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Thank you. God bless you. So when we say help, that means, oh, I just saw somebody now. I'm sorry. I think I saw some. I thought I saw someone. Sorry. So when you say help, that means when you Aboyade Feishayo Olaleye, thank you. So when you decide to render your services or resources, your services Ofarashe, that is your services, your resources Onawo. So Thomas Nawo Onora. So it might be your resources, it might be your services. So that is when you decide to render that kind of a thing to somebody, either the person asks you for it or not. Ibijoke Ariola Michael Oluwagbemigayonuga, thank you so much. So that is it. That is the meaning of help. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ nìyẹn pé ó fi ara ṣe nǹkan fún yàn tàbí ó fi nǹkan ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan fún yàn láti rọ̀ ọ́ lọ́rùn. Right. So that is ìrànlọ́wọ́. And then who can help come from? Help come from, major help comes from God. Ọlọ́run ni ọba olùrànlọ́wọ́ gangan. And then it comes from humans. And it can even come from domesticated animals. So depending on category you find yourself or the situation you find yourself. So now, when we say ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, so that is the utmost, because that one does not require any protocol. That one does not require any thinking twice. That one does not require, does not look at whatever offenses we might have committed. Ìyẹn ló pọ̀ jù, ìyẹn ló dẹ̀ dáa jù. Part of the Iranlowo Ọlọ́run is the grace of being alive. You being alive, that is just solely from God. He has helped you. The position you are today, the kind of place you are today, what you are today, who you are today, solely by the help of God. Fine. God might not be able to say, I'm coming down, doing this, but He will send people. But if God does not send people, help does not come from there. That is one thing we fail to understand till tomorrow. We don't know that those people that have ever helped you in life is because God has laid it on their heart to do it. You can see that at times you did not ask for those help. You did not request for them. But just because of His grace, He will look down to you and say, oh, this my child needs this kind of help. Mm? And then He will send somebody. And that is it. So He's the only one that renders help even without you asking and without looking back. Right. Mm. Ago. That is one thing we fail to understand. Ó lé mi lọ́lọ́run ẹran ara. Ọlọ́run yín tó mú yín jáde, tó mú àwọn bàbá yín jáde kúrò ní Íjíbítì when they were in Egypt. So Ọlọ́run máa ń ṣe, máa ń rán yàn létí nǹkan tó ṣe fún yàn. So àwa ni ká máa hùwà aláìmoore sí Ọlọ́run. So my dear brothers and sisters, that one is another day. But for today, what I just want us to talk about is help. Help. Help comes from God. Right? Help comes from God. Either it is being done by human, or it is being done by animals, or it is being done by coincidence. Right? It is only God that renders help. It is only Him that can direct help and use anything or anybody, anyhow, anywhere to help you. That is one thing I want us to understand. Then, who God says will help you, it's only God that knows. And it's only God that plans such, not human. And according to my English people, they say, man proposes, but God disposes. So if God does not say that help is coming from that end, there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. And that is how we see people that are so rich and they see their siblings not doing so well, neighbors not doing well, church members, family members, schoolmates, and they don't even think it's a normal thing to help them because God has not directed them to help the person. Don't misunderstand me. Some people are just wicked. They don't help anybody. But real help comes from God, right? And that is why we must not put our hope in human. We must remember that help comes from only God, right? And that is why Jeremiah 17:5-6, Emma Binu, at times I tell you, if I am a Muslim, I will quote the Quran. But because I am a Christian, I know much of what to say in that aspect. That's why I refer to the Bible. But I believe that in the Quran too, something similar will be there. Right. Jeremiah 15:5-7, 5-6 says, this is what the Lord says. Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who draws strength from mere flesh, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. That person will be like a bush in the wastelands. They will not see prosperity when it comes. They will dwell in the parched places of the desert, in a salt land where no one lives. Yorùbá ẹ̀ sọ wípé báyìí ni Olúwa wí, ègbé ni fún àwọn tí ó fi ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé wọn sínú ènìyàn. Right, okay. Tí ó fi agbára rẹ̀ sínú ẹran ara àti ti ọkàn rẹ̀ àti ti ọkàn rẹ̀ kò sí lọ́dọ̀ Olúwa. Yóò dàbí igbó tí ó wà ní ilẹ̀ aláìlọ́ràá, kò ní rí ire ní ìgbà tí ó bá dé. Yóò máa gbé ní ibi ìyàngbẹ ilẹ̀ aginjù, ní ilẹ̀ iyọ̀ tí ẹnikẹ́ni kò gbé. Okay. In my own way, let me say, if you put your trust in human, right? You know, before I said man proposes, but God disposes. Right. So if you put your trust in human that does not have his own life in his hands, human that might be alive today and tomorrow or before the promised date, he or she might pass on. Human that cannot tell you what the future holds, it's only God. Human that might have the plan to help, but before that time, things might change. It might not work that way. Before I go further, I will cite an example. When I was to get married, my uncle, my mom was late then, excuse me. And my uncle was to attend. He was living in Benin. So they were planning and everything. And he said, when I went there to tell them the date, he said, okay, what will happen is we will make sure your sister comes a week before the wedding, so that whatever we want to give you, we will give your sister. You can still do the preparations. As you know now. And my uncle is a kind of a person, if he's not going to do it, he would have told you immediately that mi ò ní ṣe, kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe sí. But if he say he will do it, he will do it. So he promised me and I was happy. Uncle mi ti sọ pé ó máa yapa, ó máa ṣe, I was planning. Lo and behold, the day my sister was supposed to come, she did not come that day, she came the following day. When she now came, she was narrating what happened. A week before that my sister was supposed to come, not even a day before, sorry, my sister was supposed to come a week and a half before the wedding. So she now came like 4 days before the wedding, or 5 days before the wedding. Like she stayed for some like 3-4 days or 5 days more before she could come. So when she came, she was narrating what happened. So before she narrated, she said, I should sit down. I said, what's happening? Say, how much did they give you to give me? Because I was so happy, and at least my sister could still make it. Definitely they sent her to me. I said, did they send you to me? She said, yes, but not to your expectations. Let me tell you what happened. I said, what happened? Said, we were robbed last weekend. I said, excuse me, what happened? Robbed? How? Said, armed robbers followed my uncle home from work. At the entrance of the gates, normally the children will, once it beeps the horn for the gateman to open the gates, the children will rush out of the house and go and join him in the car. He will now drive them in. They will be pressing the pom pom pom. Lo and behold, there were hoodlums hanging around. Nobody knew because it was getting dark. So immediately he entered, they followed him. You know what they did? It was a brand new Hilux, no number. And they asked him, Hilux now, 2 people on the other side and 1 on the driver's side. The back was empty. Nobody was there. So he was coming alone. He had driver. But normally like that on Fridays, they had monitored him. So he came, once he comes in like that, he does not allow his driver to stay till close time. He will say, so far you have brought me home, you can go home. Then he has a clinic, he will attend the clinic and then come back later in the evening. And not that he stay late like that, maximum 8:30, he'll be back home. So as he was coming back, they followed him. They were waiting for him. Some followed and some, we don't know how many they were, but they saw like a couple of them. So as he entered, they followed him. So immediately, meanwhile, the wife was not feeling too well. She was laying down on the rug downstairs, not even upstairs. But normally, once he beeps the horn, everybody will know that daddy is back. And my grandmom was still alive then. My uncle happened to be the only son. You can imagine. My grandmom was in the living room with my uncle's wife. She was watching TV. So they were expecting him to come back in. At least he had come back since. And the children were saying, we saw gun, we saw gun, we saw gun. Like, gun, okay. The wife that wasn't feeling fine stood up immediately. What happened? They just saw the car backing out of the compound, and that was how they left. Okuda wants to be one law. They asked him to move into the middle seats. One entered from this side, the other one entered from that side. Wọ́n gbé bọ̀ sí wọn lórí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn wípé tí mọ́tò yẹn bá kú lọ́nà, wọ́n máa waste ẹ̀ ni. Torí pé tó bá ní security, wọ́n ṣe gbé wọn lọ nìyẹn. Uncle ìyàwó wọn, retired police ASP or something, wọ́n láti pé àwọn yẹn lọ set ọlọ́pàá sọ́nà. Immediately they had to be looking. Ibo náà gbé wọn gbà. Did you know? Wọ́n lọ báyìí, wọ́n lọ báyìí. Some people that saw the way say, doctor no dey drive like this now. Why he can't they drive recklessly? So the way they drove, òun ló fu àwọn èèyàn lára. Na here dem pass, na here dem pass. Tán fi mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣàbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wá wọn káàkiri. Before they could find him, they found him outside Benin. Uncle mi gbé báàgì wọn, wọ́n fẹsẹ̀ rìn padà bọ̀. Ṣé wọ́n ṣe yín lè ṣe wọ́n ṣe ní ṣe wọ́n ṣáà ti gbé mọ́tò lọ. Gbogbo owó tó wà nínú new notes tó ti ṣẹ́ that he was coming to spray at my wedding, everything was taken. Some of his documents were taken. Everything. Àti ọmọ máa rí mọ́tò yẹn lọ́la. Now tell me, was he meant to disappoint me? No. He tried. He did his own part. But God disposed. If something had happened to him that day, do you think the wedding would have held? No. We wouldn't have done it because I love him so much. Me, I don't know. I wouldn't even be okay. How much won't she okay? You understand what I'm saying? So, at times, we put our hopes solely on men, which disappointment can come at any form, from any angle, anyhow. This was what happened. So when my sister came, it was not even up to have, not kowa. But on the other hand, I was still thankful that my uncle did not die. I was still thankful that they did not injure anybody in the house. And you know the funniest thing, on the wedding day, my registry was 9 o'clock. They got to the registry venue before They left as early as 4 a.m. to grace the occasion. They came with bossy 18 passenger and his own private car. Then he was using a Mercedes Benz. They filled up their gift was the best. They cooked, they brought food. Funniest thing. Now think of if it hadn't happened that way, it would have been more than that. But lo and behold, we did the wedding, and we still thank God that nothing evil happened to any one of them. But in the aspect of my expectations, I didn't meet up. So, why I am saying this is to let you know that at times people don't intentionally disappoint, but disappointment still comes anyway. So what should we do? Abi, a man that has promised the wife, Mashegba, I will do this, I will do this, and suddenly he loses his job. Is that not a disappointment? Because the source of the income is gone. Abi, a woman that promises the husband and say, honey, I will be cooking this, I will be cooking that. Mama, my phone just tell I will do this, and something happens. She could not use her hands anymore, or she goes this way. Is that not a disappointment? Was it meant to be? Did they plan the disappointment? No, but disappointments do happen. Amen. That is why we do not put our hope in men too much. Even if you trust the person, don't disappoint. Disappointment can come. That is why your help does not come from human. It comes from God, solely from God. If God does not say this person is going to help you, there is nothing you can do. Even if you see his dollar on the floor, his money on the floor, you will pick it. He will not allow you to take it. And that is why when I sit down and think about my life at times, those people that I thought they were supposed to have helped me, that I thought I'm supposed to have gone far, and they refuse to even look at me twice. And when you tell them, you pester them, they'll say, okay. And then, alolari arabo. So what do? Then we start getting angry, cranky, ikanra ìbínú adé, ìjà adé, ìlara adé, èpè adé. We'll now be talking about them anyhow. Or is it somebody that you thought he or she will help you, but unknown to you, he or she is going through one thing or the other that he cannot disclose with you? Ìyẹn tún kọ́. Ìyẹn tún kọ́. Ìyẹn tún kọ́. We should just be careful because, my dear brother and sister, ìrètí àti ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé should be in God for any form of help. Any form of help. Yes, ìrètí wa àti ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé wa, ó yẹ kó jẹ́ from God and not from human. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, there's something I want you to understand. There was a video I saw going on recently. Don't misunderstand me, of help. When somebody helped somebody and then the person now came back and this and that and then Taba was Psalm 121. Ó sọ wípé èmi yóò gbé ojú mi sí orí òkè wọn ni, níbo ni ìrànlọ́wọ́ mi yóò ti wá? Ìrànlọ́wọ́ mi yóò ti ọwọ́ Olúwa wá, ẹni tí ó dá ọ̀run ayé. That is, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence comes my help? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He's the only one that cannot disappoint. He's the only one that cannot say, mo ti sorry, mi ò ṣe mọ́, because he values his word even more than his name. Òun lọ́ba ṣèlérí tí mú lérí ṣẹ. Yes, that was Jeremiah 17:5-6 that we said, that yes, that woe unto man, unto whoever gan tó fi ènìyàn ẹlẹ́ran ṣègbẹ́kẹ̀lé ẹ̀. So ìrànlọ́wọ́ yóò ti ọwọ́ Olúwa wá. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ ò wá láti south, west, east or north. Ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ni, and he can use anybody. That is why you see that at times we may be in a position or in a situation where all hope is lost. You are now saying, God, 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 God. And God now suddenly sent somebody, ẹni tó ò lérò, to give you exactly nǹkan tó ń retí, ohun tó ń gbàdúrà f'Ọlọ́run fún. And that is to show you that he sees us, he hears us, and he gives it to us at his own time, not our time. Àsìkò tó máa yẹ wá ló máa fún wa ní kíní yẹn. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if this person does not intentionally disappoint you, but unintentionally, ó disappoint, then over expectations kills us. Yeah? When we have Monica Korolagbada lọ́wọ́, once I call her, kò sí ni wọn bí kú is going to answer me. Pánpánpán lọ́wọ́ kan. But you fail to understand that Lagbaja might have one or two things that he or she is going through, or he or she too is praying or looking for help for. So they require that same help that you are looking for. So when you now get there and the person now gives you excuse, can you imagine? Kí ló ń gbé tó ń gbé? Who is she? Who is he? What is he? Gan pàápàá? What does he think he is? Èló ni mo béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. One pastor was preaching one day. He said, when they made somebody a counselor, he went to church to go and sing and dance and give thanksgiving. And everybody knew pé ó ti di counselor. So owó yẹ kó máa yapa. He got there, he received 120,000 as basic salary. Eh? Is this what they earn here? And meanwhile, the church members, be friends that have seen him doing Thanksgiving, they have come with bill, be expectations, pay he's going to do this and that for them. By the time they run it down, give him the estimate, it's going to almost 1 million. If you have to take it, it will take him close to a year to make it 1 million. Yeah? Then who is he going to come and tell? Pay your 120 ní salary. Over expectations. Lágbájá yẹ kó ṣe léyìí fún mi. Tàmẹ̀dù yẹ kó ṣe léyìí fún mi. Who are you to lágbájá that you will ṣe léyìí fún ẹ? Ṣé wọ́n ló ń bọ̀? Are you the one feeding him? Are you the one feeding her? That he has to, he must to. No. Do you know what Lagbaja is going through? Do you know how Lagbaja is paying his or her own bills? And spirit of entitlement that we all have. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ni kò gbọ́dọ̀ má fún mi, kò ṣe ní fún mi. Wọ́n sun ẹran mọ́ran kíkan kankan pa. Because it's your sister or your brother, does it mean the person have to take up your responsibility? Even Yoruba said it, àjùmọ̀bí ò kan tàánú, ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá rán síyàn, òun ló ń ṣèyàn lóore. We fail to understand that. It is only whoever God sent to you that will help you. Whether you like it or not, believe it. If you like, put your head on the floor and put your 2 legs up and walk with your head. Wọn ẹni tí ò ní ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kò ní ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Ẹni tọ́lọ́run ò bá ló máa ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kò ní ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Àṣeyọ̀wò ni. Okay. Some, they go to the extent of using jazz or juju láti gba owó or to get that required help tó fẹ́. But if God says that person is not supposed to help you, only Marie ẹlòmíì, they will give him 5 million kó lọ ṣe business. Láàárín 6 months to a year, ó ti crash. Because the person is not supposed to help you. The person is not supposed to, it was not meant to help you. Now people will be counting, be looking at you, just another local owner. They just opened the store for him. Because the person was not meant to do that. I have seen sister tó folúgbòhùn béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ àbúrò ẹ̀. Yeah, ìyẹn tún kọ́. They asked the sister to pray pé ẹnìkan máa fi nǹkan gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, that she should be very careful. And the person was close to her. She said when the sister called her, it has never happened before. She was praying. The call kept on coming. So she got scared that kí ló lè máa ṣẹlẹ̀, let me pick up. So by the time you go, the person just called Emelo ni mo pè é, send it 5 million naira to me now. And the lady said, kí lẹ wí sister mi, she just cut the phone. Ó ní ògbọ́n tí mo sọ. Immediately she remembered what the pastor said. So she kept on firing, praying. She said, when the sister now called back, she didn't pick up. The call started coming in and in. Then she decided to pick up. The sister now repeated it word for word, the way she said it the first time. She now said, "Aunty mi, ẹ̀yin fẹ́ fowó gbowó lọ́wọ́ mi." So the sister just cut the phone. So she said she was now calling the sister, she didn't pick up again. So now tell me, ojú wo la fẹ́ fi wòra wa ọmọ ìyá? We have to be very careful. The only thing we need to do is to keep praying. That we should keep praying. Ẹnikẹ́ni, whoever that the Lord has sent to me, olùrànlọ́wọ́ àyànmọ́ mi. If God sends somebody to you, that person will not look at your mistake now. That person will not count how much he has done in your life. That person will not be looking back to see all your mistakes, to be counting. Mo fún ẹ lánàá, ẹ̀kan ló sọ thank you, ó sọ thank you lẹ́ẹ̀kejì, ó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹta. I gave you the other day, you did not call me back. You did not come and lick my shoe because I gave you. Because the Lord did not send the person to you. Òun kàn fi ẹran ara ṣe ni. And then you that you are helping, if you help somebody, once you help the person, let the person be. That is the issue we are having with what is going on now. Thank Bonnie. The only mistake the man did was ìgbà tó ti ṣe fún wọn, he should let them alone. Kó má dúró ní sàkání ẹ̀ mọ́. Because some people will make you make mistake, huge mistake that people are now capitalizing on. That is the world of ingrates. You will do 10,000. That one, we do 9,999. The one that you made mistake of, that is the one they will capitalize on and they will use against you. Be careful who you help. Be careful how you render the help. Some people are so greedy. You need help of 5 million. You are telling one person. So Timbani 5 million, ma kó lè fún ẹ. Nítorí kíni. Some people will come to you. Mo fẹ́ gbalé 500,000. They will not say anything you see inside though. And 500,000, you know, no need. Why some will come to you, you ọkọ mi, bàbá ọkọ mi, mo mà fẹ́ gbalé 500,000 náà pé, mo ti ní 400. Bó tiẹ̀ ṣe 20,000, I don't mind. If that 20,000 is joined with 400, or 420, you now go to another person, 20,000. Before you know it, wá pé. But when you are expecting one person to donate huge sum of money for you, ṣé nìyẹn ò ní bùkátà ni? Or you keep coming to the same person every now and then. If that person now flare up, you will say, ìgbéraga ni, toro ti wà l'America, bó ló wà tẹ́nìkan ò sí rí. But you have forgotten that you have run to that person severally, and the person have came to your aid severally. But when the person now starts seeing you like a pest, that you want to, depend solely on the person. The person too we talk now. Is it not this work we are doing? A friend of mine told me something. Said the time he stopped sending money to people, especially people in Africa. When he was coming, he sold his land to buy tickets and everything for himself and the family. So after about 6 years, 5-6 years, I think he bought his own house. So he wanted to move from that house to a new house. So he was packing. He now saw, that time we used to do Western Union. He now saw where he heaped the Western Union he had been sending to Africa. And he's an accountant. He said, he just sat down and said, he couldn't remember the ones he kept from his wife, that he didn't let the wife know. He didn't let, or the ones that he did on his way, that he just trashed the paper. But the ones he kept at home, he sat down, he said he calculated them. By the time he calculated the money, he realized that there was this particular person. He had sent about $10,000 to that person, and the person was still demanding. Said, it's your 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 10,000. Our mommy first on school fees, ye buy local. So he said the thing touched him. So he now said when he went to Nigeria, his friend was now saying, ọ̀rẹ́, yeah, ilé kékeré tí Ọlọ́run ṣe fún mi, I told you about it. So when he got to the ilé kékeré, he said his own legs were shaking. Meanwhile, they all bought that land on the same streets. He sold his own. He said he looked at the house. The friend was calling ilé kékeré. And meanwhile, he was telling him, I want my son too to come and study in abroad. I've gotten him the school and this and that. Even I want him to stay in that your state, in your town, so that he can help me monitor. Responsibility is coming gradually. He said when he got back, he said, God, oh, I'm not jealous, but I think this is high time I give these people space. They are prospering. When you buy motor in Nigeria, you buy cash. No need of doing monthly insurance like here. You don't do insurance, even car dealer will not give you the car. To gather 50,000, 40,000 to buy car at once. Some will buy the car. 6 years, they are still paying for the same cars. Why you have changed cars twice? Mọ́tò kékeré kan ni. Mọ́tò kékeré kan ni. Let's be realistic. If God does not send anybody to help you, the person will not help. And if God has sent somebody to help you, mata shejubo. Matia shejubo, don't overdo it. Don't do too much. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ ò wá láti ìlà oòrùn àbí ìwọ̀. Ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run nìkan ni ìrànlọ́wọ́ ti ń wá. If God does not make that person to help, kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe sí. Some people are so shy. Before they can ask you for help, they would have tried and tried and tried. Láti rẹ̀ wọ́n. And those ones, when you now say, bá ti sọ fún mi, you say, because I know you too, you know your responsibility now. You know the funniest thing? There was a time I needed money. I needed Naira. And I don't have Naira in Nigeria. And here I had to do some things I couldn't afford to. I was now looking for people, Ejo, Eyamilowo, Eyami. Like, I thought if I could borrow 100 here, borrow 100 here, borrow. I just wanted to do something urgently. I needed like 400,000 or 500,000. So I was now borrowing, trying to borrow money. Owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. Owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. One of them particularly told me kò sí owó. And I saw her 2 weeks after. Ní party. When I calculated what she wore, only less than 200K. She was not telling me, san díẹ̀ ni, san díẹ̀. I said, why didn't you do the san díẹ̀ for me? Why didn't you go and borrow the money for me? Má fún ẹ, àbúrò pé mi ní fún ẹ. And I made up my mind that day that whoever borrowed me that money, I was going to give them excess. Lo and behold, the people I thought were going to give me money, none of them. I was just talking and I spoke to a guy like, ìgbà tí mo ní lọ ní ṣó she need ẹni mo dẹ̀ ní náírà ńlẹ̀ o, ṣé kí n yá ẹ? And that was how the person lent me the money. Kí n tó wá padà dá padà. I was somehow mad. But later I thought about it. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ mi ò sí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, they would have done it. And then another mistake we make. When we help A, we will be expecting help in returns from the A. No, it doesn't work that way. A can help you. X might be the one that will return the help to you. Èèyàn kúkúrú lè ṣe é lóore, o lè ṣe é lóore, kó jẹ́ èèyàn gúngùn ló máa san fún ẹ. Don't look for your help in the same place you have helped people. No. Don't look for your help in the same place you have helped people. Some people, you will help them and they will frustrate you. And that thing you thought you have done, that you are happy that at least I was able to help somebody. The way they will hold it with levity, you will now look at yourself like, forgetting that when you needed that help, the person came forth for you. It is not how much the person has given you. It is not the quantity, but it is the quality and the time frame. Then you have to share for any tiẹ̀ tọ́lọ́run ń lò fún ẹ tí ò jẹ́ kójú tì ẹ́ lásìkò yẹn. You know, Yorùbá says òjò máa ń pààyàn wọlé kan lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Ó lè pààyàn wọlé kan lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ẹ̀dọ́gbọ̀n pàápàá. Yes. Yes. Ó lè pààyàn wọlé kan severally. We have to be very careful. That spirit of entitlement, ká gbé kúrò. And there's one thing I want us to understand. When you see that this particular person is helping you in the way to lè fi help, learn to be appreciative. It is not how much. If you need 5 million, the person give you 5,000. 5,000 is out of it. Because if 5,000 is not part of it, by the time you need the money and the 5,000 is not complete, you might lose or you might not get that thing that you are looking for. So don't say kí ló ṣe, nǹkan kékeré ló ṣe. It might be nǹkan kékeré kó má jọ ẹ́ lójú, but at least it came forth for you. At least she has come forth for you when you needed the help. So cancel that spirit of entitlement. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe fún mi ni, kò tiẹ̀ ní choice. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe fún mi. Cancel the spirit of greed. Oliver Twist that keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. Cancel it. Cancel your over expectations of people. Tó ṣiṣẹ́ owó sí lápò. Don't expect they are going to give you that because you don't know what they are going through. There was a time I was coming here. I asked my brother, one of my brothers, to give me invitation to come. The moment he heard that, he stopped picking my calls. So he didn't pick my calls for months and months. Months got into like a year plus. And finally, I was here. When I got here, I've said this before. I got here, I sent him a message like, oh, this is me. Immediately saw the message, he called. Ó ti wọlé. Báwo ni ṣó wà? Kíní kan, where are you? I said I was in Philadelphia. They said I could see the number. So, can you entertain visitors there? I said, well, I'm alone. Nobody's telling me not to. Okay, we are coming this weekend. Like play. He came with his wife and all the children. And the husband and the wife's nephew that was living with them, they all came. That picture, I refused to delete it. It's on my Facebook. They all came, they visited me. He gave me money. He gave me what he could give me. He now said, I would like you to visit us too. I said, okay, I will. So one day, I said, Uncle, I'm coming this weekend. That was how I prepared and I traveled down. When I got there, in the evening, when people were in the house, he was not telling me, say, I knew you asked me for help, but I could not do it. Instead of me to promise you and fail, instead of me to hype you, and then when you now get the visa, I will not pick your calls anymore. It's better for me to show you that your help will not be coming from me. Said, I have not told you, I have not worked for 4 years. I said, excuse me. In America, I said, yes. That's, he lost his job, so he had to do some trainings again. So he went back to school. So the wife was the only one working. They have children. His own mom was there. The wife's mom was coming on and off when we work by treatment. The wife's nephew was there. Then the wife's junior sister was there with 3 children. Tí ò náà ẹsẹ̀ ò tí ìrànlẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn. Lórí ọrùn ìyàwó nìkan, ṣáfẹ́ pa kẹ́tẹ́kẹ́tẹ́ ni. Èmi náà tún wá nọrùn bọ̀. And he said he knew that even if he should give me invitation or he should have invited me, níbo ni mo fẹ́ gbé? tí mo bá ní mi ò accommodation, will he be looking at me? No, he will want to give me accommodation. Ṣọ́run ìyàwó ẹ̀ náà ní ṣafẹ́ pa. And yet, he was still funding my dad at home. And I now laughed. I said, Uncle, it's because you didn't know me. I don't trouble people abroad. Before I came abroad, God knows, I don't. I said, I have never asked you for anything before, even in my turbulent times. I did not. But because I didn't know how to do it, that was why I asked you. My aunt was in London. I don't used to ask her. I could count how many times I demanded from. I would have been pushed to the wall. So, but if you are the type, when you come, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wà l'Abuja, ó wà ní House of Senate, ó wà ní kíní kan, is a politician. Yes, I have siblings abroad. I have abroad, London, America, Canada, this and that, this and that. Don't put your hope because you don't know what they are going through. A lot is going on. And when people start complaining about money, I'll tell you it is everywhere. It's everywhere all over the world. It is global meltdown. It is globally. It is affecting everywhere. I was telling somebody one day, that was last year, I said things are getting so expensive that I will go shopping. All these particular things I went to buy that day, I said I used to buy them $92, 90 something dollar. That when I got to the store that day, I spent $150 something, but I did not even buy everything. I didn't even know that when I was complaining about $157 or 50 something dollar, I was the same thing, and I go to the store to buy it now, it's over $200. But when you tell people that it's better, Jare, yeah, it's better because maybe because of electricity and good roads, because of let me see, orderliness in some things. But aside from that idea, we'll be nothing everywhere will affect. Utilities are more expensive. Once if you come, your own minimum wage has increased, our own minimum wage did not increase. And things are skyrocketing. But when your sibling complains, you say, he's fond of attacking us with his complaints so that we won't add scheme for things, we won't demand. No. He's telling you the fact. He's telling you the fact. May God help us. It is everywhere. We have to keep praying for help everywhere. But don't put your hope in anybody. The only person you can put your hope in is God. He will send the help anywhere, anyhow. Even people that you do not expect. When I got here, I was looking for my children's school fees. Nobody knew where I was anyway, except my immediate family, because I didn't tell anybody I was in the US. So they only thought I was in Lagos as usual. I would go Lagos, Ibadan, Lagos, Ibadan. So I couldn't get money to pay school fees. I remember they would send my children to go and stay under the tree. If I mention the school, no, felele. The tree was so big, it give fruits, that I had to tell my children, don't go again because I know snakes, reptiles were always on trees. I said, it's better you stay at home and don't make noise. Don't let anybody in the area know you did not go to school. I was praying. I remembered I prayed, I fasted, I cried. The day I was to finish that prayer, I'm telling you the fact, somebody that have never called me before called me. I saw the call, Niger call. I was always picking it because nobody knew where I was. So I thought about Mommy Lufeni number, they were trying to talk to me. I picked up and the person mentioned his name. I remember I recognized his voice. I said, oh, thank you, sir. Hello, sir. Is everything the matter? He said, I saw your daughter. It was supposed to be a school time. And even the slippers she was wearing, I didn't like it. I saw her and I asked about you. She said you were not available. And then I remember you told me you were doing some things and that. So I collected your number from her. Please don't be mad though. At her, I said, no problem, sir. He said she has not been in school for 4 days now. I said, sir, it is well, sir. When children are supposed to be in school and they wander about or they stay at home, an idle hand is a devil's workshop. Well, do you have anybody that can pick up money for you? No. He said, can you give me your account number? I'm like, yeah, I will send you a token so you can pay their school fees. Or do you want me to go to their school to go and pay? I said anyhow. I said, I may not have the time. On my way to bank tomorrow morning, I will drop you something. I was like, oh, okay, sir, thank you, sir. He dropped the phone. I looked at the phone, like you looking back at the phone to see. He called me directly. So we spoke practically for 5 minutes. So, and I was on the phone with Entajong Badura. So I merged the call. So the person heard him. I was asking, oh, yes, I don't know. At least as you are hearing me now, say, is that how God answers prayers? I said, I don't know. I look back and say, I thought I received a call. I said, yes, now I heard what the person was saying. I had to go back and look at the numbers. Abi, mo shiroroni. So I was looking at the phone, I could not sleep. I was looking at the phone, I could not sleep. The following morning, I couldn't ask the person, because I didn't ask him, he didn't hold me. So the following morning, he called me again, said, oh, I've been looking at the time. I'm so sorry. I'm not in Ibadan right now. I left Ibadan yesterday. I thought I would be able to make it because by the time I got to the bank, the queue was so long. Do you have anybody that can pick up money for you right now? I said, right now, sir. Say yes. I now called a friend of mine. She's my friend. And I called her. I said, oh yeah, hello. See me, bye. Now. I say, mi lówó mọ́tò. I say, ọ̀kadà tó bá gbé lọ ní kó dúró nínú owó tó bá fún ẹ. Yọ̀ǹbẹ̀ kó fi ṣòwò mọ́tò. I say, no, don't worry. I'm waiting for somebody that I sent message. Mo gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sí. For me change nǹkan tó rà. And that was how my friend went there. She got there, they gave her money. So she just texted me, wọ́n ti fún mi. So I now called back immediately. I said, thank you so much, sir. God bless you. I was praying for him. As I was praying, I was crying. Like, to shock me the most. I was expecting like maybe 20,000, 30,000. This was 2011. I was expecting 20,000, 30,000. My friend now called me. Hey, what do you want me to use the money for? I said, èló ná fún ẹ ná? Say 80,000 naira. I said, Nibo, how? How come? What did you tell him? He said, I didn't tell you. We're not only log back. And he just saw me and then he said, he just did like this and this. I said, you know what? Take. That was how he gave it. He gave it to her. I just started crying. I started crying. I said, you know what? As you're going now, deposit this into my mom's account. Give her this cash. You go to the market, buy this, buy that, buy this, that. That was how she was able to pay the money. That time, half bag of rice was 4,000 naira. Half bag of rice was 4,000 naira. I said, go and buy half bag of rice. I was praying, but I did not know who was going to help me. I did not put my mind on anybody. I did not ask him for money. I did not demand. I did not even call him. He was the one that called me. There was a brother here. He took me to the store. He bought me stuff. He left. I went back and changed those things to aṣọ àwọn ọmọ mi. I was wearing stupid stuff. Òtútù was catching me. But because I wanted my children to buy. So when this guy found out, he said, Iyabeji. He now took me there again. He said, he collected the receipt, meaning for receipts. And to God be the glory. When God planted my feet here, tọ́lọ́run ṣe tó gbàbí fún mi, ó pè mí, Ìyábẹ̀jì, tọ́ Olúwa ṣeun, ibi tọ́lọ́run ràn á lọ́wọ́ dé ni, ẹ̀yin náà take over ìtókù, ẹ ti lè dá gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe báyìí, ẹ mọ̀ ṣe lọ. Since that day, mi tẹ kọ́bọ̀ wọn mọ́lẹ̀, mi tí ẹ lè béèrè gan. That is how God works. He places people when you need help at the certain time. They will do it. It is only left for us. Ká má overdo, ká má abuse. That same God, àwọn bàbá wa, ó ń bẹ o. Tó o bá nígbàgbọ́ ni o, he will do it. That is why don't put your hope in any man. Fi sí iwájú Ọlọ́run, and God will raise help. He will do it. Help will come from north, south, east, and west. Help will come. Help will surely come. Don't put that hope in anybody, especially if it is not meant to be. Help can come in form of donation. We have seen people, they will just keep donating. They will donate, more donate, you buy. That's help. Some will donate blood. Help me. When they will go to hospital, they have gone to see somebody, or maybe a young one gone to hospital, and they will see a child in pain or somebody in pain. Say, what does the person need? They'll say, hey, Jello need. I come and test my blood. And they will donate, and the person will go. Help me here. Help me here. Help can come in form of volunteering. Can volunteer to help an organization, or even an organization can volunteer to help to do some certain things, especially all these medical issues that need these days. That really to know see. Somebody, a volunteer will just come and place it upon himself. Say, I'm a volunteer to do this, to do that, to do this. And that is it. Help will come. Help can come in such of compassion, showing compassion on people. Can someone in an emotional state, you show love. Help me. Help me. Even by smiling at somebody. And it don't worry, you just smile at the person. You smile and do like this and say, I'm just smiling. And you go. Or just one word. The person passes by and says, oh, you smell nice. That's a help. But you need bad day. Help will come here. We can help animals. We can help animals too. And animals can even help humans. That's why people that are keeping domesticated animals, if you have them, treat them right. If you don't, I've seen a child playing outside and their dog was outside too. Another dog was coming from the other end of the road. That dog was coming to bite the boy. As soon as their own dog saw the dog coming, face here, before the owner of the dog could hold on to is a wayward dog. Help can come from different ways, from different angles. It can come anyhow. By practicing kindness, help Winnie. You show kindness to people. You can donate clothes. Even by having listening here to people. When no problem. Or at times somebody will need somebody to talk to. Kori ema ba yi. No, she man sort therapy. The person, it might not even be. You might not be a real therapist, but for you to listen, to have a listening here. Are any? Eh? You support a cause. Are any? Eh? You ask open questions. You need help, especially you see somebody struggling. Now, in the olden days, we see older people coming with bags. Nowadays, bolu ebe ni eleni gberu, ó lè jẹ́ tó máa jí gbé lógun. No lọ́wọ́ ló bá gbẹ́rù. But that doesn't matter. In the area, ẹni tó mọ̀ pé struggle, wọ́n ti mẹ́lòmíì ìyà jẹ torí kò sí anybody tó ràn lọ́wọ́. Maybe she's living alone. And once they send your children on errand, that is when you remember, we should just be careful. Help comes from anyhow, anywhere, anybody, and we too, that we are always expecting someone to help us. Do we help? How many people have we helped? That is one thing. How many people have we helped so far? And funniest thing, the people you do some certain kind of help you render to them, they cannot do the same to other people. I have seen somebody paying a school fees of a nephew. And then the nephew had the gut to be telling the uncle, demand help anybody. Someone that helped you, you are telling him, we will help to anybody. You are not ready to help anybody. You wouldn't help. That is why some people face challenges because of what and how they have led their lives. Yes, help do come from mad people. There was this Cosmos. I don't know who knows Cosmos. Láyé ìgbà táwa ṣì young díẹ̀. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I don't know what made him to be mad though. Maybe Munkonio, maybe Iwenio. People will write questions, math questions, equations, and go and give it to him. They will throw it at him. He will take it. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. This over kinikon, this raised to power kinikon. He will solve it, write it down, and throw it back at that person. Help comes from anywhere, anybody. Wèrè ti kọjá rí, tọmọ dákú. Ó ní àná ẹ má fún ní ẹ gbé jókòó ẹ tẹ̀yìn no come on choke. The child was choking on something. Now say ẹ tún wá dorí ẹ kodò ẹ má pa ni ẹ gbé jókòó ẹ fọwọ́ tẹ̀ nínú kẹ gbá lẹ́yìn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe lóòótọ́ ntọ́mọ yẹn jẹ́ dẹ̀ fò jáde lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Ṣebí wèrè ni. Anybody can help. Even we can even help mad people. I saw a guy recently. I think he was somewhere. He saw his schoolmates ní position tí ò dá. The guy was more or less a scoring man. Ó gẹrun ẹ̀, ó everything. If it were to be some other people, they will má jẹ́ orí mi, ó ti ya wèrè, they will run away. They will run away. They will run away. They will not help. They will just run away. So that is why we must be very, very careful. We must be very, very careful. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ can come from anybody. But if God does not say the ìrànlọ́wọ́ is coming, there's nothing we can do about it. So let's be careful. Let's be careful. We should keep praying to God. Our hopes and expectations should be on Him and not on human, because ènìyàn lè já wa kulẹ̀. Wọ́n á tún fi wá ṣẹ̀sín. I have gone to seek help. Tí mo kúrò ńbẹ̀, tó ń sọ, kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ní wọ́n pé, they were saying it. I went there to borrow money. I wanted to go to UK. Mo fẹ́ lọ, kí n lọ ṣiṣẹ́ díẹ̀, kí n ra ọjà. And owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. I said, can you do this? Can you do owó pọ̀? Àbí wọ́n ní. I left, I forgot my pepper that I bought. I went back to pick the pepper. I overheard someone saying, rárá lẹ́yìn, kí wá yá lówó kó fi lọ síbi òyìnbó. Ṣé mi ni mi mọ̀ lóyìnbó lọ? Tomorrow they didn't know ahead. Ẹkún gbọ̀n mí. But that doesn't stop me from greeting those people. So your help might not come from them. The person that did it later still helped me in some other ways. So because the person is unwilling or couldn't come up to help you at this time, you can't write them off. It doesn't mean they cannot help you in the future, or you, cannot help them. You can help them. Yes, hope and expectations should come from God and should be on God, not on human. Please. I said I was not going to spend too much time. Okay, right. So we should all learn, cultivate the habits of depending on God and not man. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ wa ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ló ti ń wá, kì í ṣe ọwọ́ ènìyàn. There is nothing we can do. Olórin kan ní there is no power of I have no power of my own. So kò sí agbára lọ́wọ́ ènìyàn, ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ló wà. Ẹnikẹ́ni ló lè ràn mí lọ́wọ́. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ lóhùn ò ní, ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ fún. Ẹ má fi bá a ṣe jà. Rather, pray for the person. Don't fight the person. Don't be angry with the person. There was this mama going on Instagram. The woman got there, the lady got there and said, Mama, do you know anybody I can donate this money to? He said, I know, my friend. He said, take me to that your friend. Say, okay, Ekalo. And then she said, why did you decide to give to your friend and not you? He said, because you saw me before you asked me. So if your mind said you should give me, you would have given me. But since your mind says you should give anybody that needs, and I know somebody that needs money more than me, and I know by the time you give that person, definitely something will come out of that person's hand to me too. And that kind of a person might not even give the mama anything. Mo ti bá èèyàn purọ́ rí tó gbowó. Ó dẹ̀ gbowó tán lójú mi ń bẹ̀ ló ti sọ pé ó ti ẹ̀dá àkókò fowó ìṣe nǹkan báyìí ṣe èmi tí mo wá bẹ̀ gbowó ńkọ́. Àbí you think me I will not get my own share? Àbí somebody they were asking, somebody gave you, I don't know how they said that thing, that you now won that lottery, you won so amount. How much are you going to give your friend? He said, I will thank my friend. Yeah. You can see the way people think. So we should learn how to help if we can help. And if we cannot, you can look for people who can help. Me, if I see somebody that can help you, I will tell the person, I will tell you. And I can even go to the extent of calling the person, life will little, because we want our fruits, our children, to get help everywhere. Tó bá lọ, ìwọ̀nba oore táwa náà bá ṣe, náà máa gbà níbi tán lọ. Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Thank you so very much, my people. As usual, thank you for having me today again. God bless you. Even though you did not share as much as I was expecting you people to share. I said you should come and join my TikTok, no join. Join my Instagram, no join. Add more people to Kimi, no add more people. What is going on? Until when I come to your door and be knocking everybody's door. Koda bell. Eh? Thank you so much. And I still thank you again for the birthday wishes and the messages and everything, the gifts. In fact, oh God, thank you. I'm trying gradually to reply the messages. So I started that very day so that it will not be too overwhelming. So, cake, ní orúkọ bàbá àti tí ọkọ bàbá àti tèmi mọ́. Ìbùkún Olúwa lórí yín will come in form of cake. Instead of cake, ìbùkún Olúwa on you people. Amen. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you. So this program comes out to you on Mondays and Thursdays. So Monday, 7 p.m., Reality Corner starts again, and online market squad. Polówó Monday to kọjá ìtọ́ra sí Báyìí. So Báyìí sí títàn báyìí iṣẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. So we'll see more and more by God's grace lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. So Thursday again at 8:30 p.m. So if you want us to treat a particular topic, let us know. Right. Yeah, number one. Number two, if you want to talk to us, not that if you want to talk to us, I'll be calling people. I'll be calling. I'm seeing somebody now. I'll send you a message. If you don't have good internet, or the reception in your area, let me not say that is bad. You will go and look for where to stay and do the program if it is your turn. Voice lásán, we want to be seeing your beautiful faces. Right. And then no excuse. Once you give excuse the first time, second time, third time, I will paste your name. I will let everybody know that Sister Lagbaja and brother Lagbaja refused to talk to us. So they said they don't want to see our faces. So, or she doesn't want to show her face. So I'll keep coming to you and I'll let you talk to us. We have to learn one thing or the other from each other. That's why we call it Reality Corner. Those things you have passed through, we want to know them. We want to learn from them. Kò sẹ́ni tí ò ní orí lára, kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tí ò ní ọgbọ́n kan àbí òmíì tó lè kọ́ èèyàn. You know, one tree does not make a forest, right? A tree does not make a forest. So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni ọgbọ́n tá máa máa kọ́ra wa. And even if it's food you want to teach us, no problem. We are ready to learn. In this time of economy, we want cheap foods that are good, táwọn ọmọ lè jẹ, tó máa ṣara lóore, you know. So tí ò dẹ̀ ní wọ́n jù, you understand? Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. If it is style, if it is makeup, if it is anything tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kọ́ wa, ẹ wá kọ́ wa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń send rubbish lórí kìíní, mo ti ń delete wọn, bá ṣe ń rí mo ń delete ẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má send irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. We are here to learn. We are not here to. If we are going to be talking about mature stuff, a fẹ́ fi kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni, kì í ṣe pé a kàn máa jù ú bí àwọn nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn máa fi wá wo group wa bí ẹni pé serious. No, ìyẹn kọ́. A máa ṣì kọ́ra wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ because kò sọmọdé láàrin wa. Oríṣiríṣi oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀kọ́ tá a bá dẹ̀ ń rí là ń kọ́ra wa. So God will help us, please. If you know anybody that you can bring, that can talk to us, that can do programs for us, ẹ gbé wọn wá, ẹ jẹ́ ká bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. God will help us. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́ o. God bless you. On Monday, everybody that watched the show on Monday, not after Monday, everybody that watched the show on Monday, your data comes today. And then today, I'm supposed to pick randomly, but because of by day, so everybody on Monday and everybody today. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé ẹ wà Monday ẹ wà lẹ́ni double ẹ máa gbà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé Monday nìkan lẹ wà, you get single. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé today nìkan lẹ wà, you get single. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọlé bí 2 minutes ago, bẹ́ẹ̀ next time it will be like that. Thank you so much. God bless you. Jọ máa péjú ṣe ni o, lágbára Ọlọ́run. I love you all. If you want to sponsor us, I'm seeing some sisters here. We are coming to you, brothers. You know, my sponsor. Wow. We are not saying you should bring huge money, right? No, I'm not taxing you. Whatever you can do. Even kó jẹ́ 1,000 naira lè fẹ́ fún wa. À á gbà tayọ̀tayọ̀. À á tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. À á gbàdúrà fún yín pàápàá. So, wọ́n ní kò fún ni. Rárá la gbọ́, ó fún mi kò tó nǹkan. Àgbà ọ̀lẹ ni. So it is not how much you give us, but for you to have even stretched your hand to say, bah, it is what we are after. God bless you. We see you on Monday by God's grace, where we come with a good topic. Then the reality corner is getting sweeter. I have tons and tons of messages. I'm just picking randomly. Some on my WhatsApp and some on my messenger. So I'm just posting them one after the other, but we are not responding well. If we keep responding, that's in my post. Somebody even asked that she went and checked this thing and saw that there was no much post. No much response that what is going on. So please be responding. The reality corner, I've been using it now to post the reality stuff. And the single mothers, single fathers, and thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. I still remain Oluwabi or Abid Busi. See you on Monday by the special grace of God. Thank you. Love you.